I'm really excited to talk to you about a new feature we just launched within the Pure1 Workload Planner called Net New Workload Simulation. At its core, this feature allows you to simulate adding new workloads to your Pure fleet that don't currently run on it. However, in classic Pure Storage fashion, we didn't just stop at giving you a place to enter the performance and capacity numbers for those workloads. Based on our analysis of the entire Pure fleet done by our machine learning engine Meta, we provide guided recommendations for sizing the different applications. We didn't just stop there. Beyond just helping you accurately size the different applications, we also provide different workload insights that help you gain confidence in what the application will look like running on your fleet. This includes things such as what volumes to expect and what those volumes typically correspond to for that application. Once you've accurately sized the different applications you want to run, you can then pick the optimal placement for these workloads across your fleet using all of the simulation tools that the planner has to offer. We believe with the addition of this feature, the Pure1 Planner has become even more of a holistic planning tool to help you get the most out of your fleet, to maximize utilization while minimizing risk. Now here's the landing page for the Pure1 Workload Planner. For those that are familiar, you will notice a new button called Simulate New Workload that was just added. Let's go ahead and try it out. Now here, when I enter the option modal, I can see two workloads that I had previously created. Let me go ahead and create a new one. The first thing you'll notice is I have to select a workload type. Now here we have a predefined list of applications that we most typically see. You can always select custom if the application you are looking for isn't on the list, and feel free to provide us feedback using the Give Feedback tool at the bottom of the page to tell us about new applications you would like to see analyzed. Say in this case, I'm trying to size an SAP HANA application. The moment I click the workload type, I get started off with a typical deployment that is based on us analyzing all the different applications running across the Pure Storage fleet. You'll see here that we put in typical parameters for both performance, read and write, as well as for the capacity and data reduction. You can always put in custom parameters by changing the values, as well as pick small or large size deployments, all based on our analysis. Once you're happy with the workload that you want to add, you can also look over at Workload Insights, as previously mentioned, to see what volume names you can expect for this workload. Finally, you can rename this workload to be more descriptive of what you're trying to size here. Once you're done, you can click Save. I can go through and add as many different workloads as I want. I can edit the workloads as well, or duplicate. And finally, when I'm done, I can select the workloads I want to simulate moving onto my fleet. So in this case, let me select these two workloads, say an SAP HANA workload and a Zerto. In the next step, I'll pick the destination array that I want to move this workload onto. In this case, I can sort by projected load or capacity, or filter by any of the parameters I have, such as the data center or the organization or any other tags. In this case, let me pick a few arrays and see what would happen. As I click through, I can see the impact of moving these workloads onto those arrays. And very quickly, I can see that all of the arrays that I would try to move it to in terms of load seem to be not high enough on the capacity end to support these workloads. However, this array down here seems like it would take both the capacity and the performance well. So in this case, I can decide to make the optimal choice for placing this workload, both maximizing my utilization while making sure that I won't run into capacity or performance problems, in this case in the next month. And I can always switch to longer time windows to make the same decision. Once I've picked the array I want to move it to, I can click Next, and I can see the simulation summary for what I just simulated, which is the increase on this target array from adding this workload. And I can save and exit. And back on the chart view, I can see what I just did, which is on this array, the projected workload over the next month is going to increase to a higher number, as well as the projected capacity is going to increase. As I mentioned before, these simulations work seamlessly with all the other tools that you have in the planner. So in this case, if I want to now buy additional capacity in order to minimize my fullness, I can click on the Simulate Hardware button and add a SAS shelf with 90 terabytes, say, and I can see what the net result of doing this alongside adding the workloads would be. With all these operations, I can now make an informed decision about my workload placement across the fleet and make sure I'm minimizing risk while maximizing utilization. That this is an extremely useful tool to help our customers and our partners gain confidence when adding new workloads to the Pure fleet, and we can't wait for them to try it out.